Welcome back to the RDG show, starring your hosts, Rick, aka Ricky Bobby, and Dynamite David, with Sir Grinch. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. The RDG show is pre-recorded and is available on all audio platforms. Check out the links in the description. Also, don't forget to click on the notification button so you don't miss any of our videos. Now, enjoy the show.
Go ahead, take the wheel.
Take
Jesus, take the wheel.
Take the wheel. We finally have a female on. For those that think that RDG is sexist, it's only one of us. That's
well. How are they gonna know we have a female on if she's not even on camera?
Because I'm here and you can hear my voice. Thank you very much.
Boom.
Well,
And it is not Grinch.
And it's not Grinch. It's not what you think. It wasn't that. How you doing? Do you want us to use your real name as we introduce you, or do you want us to use like a pseudonym, something else, like a nickname?
You can do a nickname.
Okay. Do you have one for yourself?
Because I know the nickname, but it's off your actual name.
Jen?
Susie?
Susie?
Susie, little Susie?
Or Jane, like Jane Doe and John Doe?
Jane Doe.
That's
those are for dead bodies, David. I'd rather not.
No, unidentified dead bodies, not just dead bodies.
That's true.
Yeah, unidentified.
Well, okay. Well, I guess Jane Doe can be my name.
Have you seen that movie, The Autopsy of Jane Doe?
Yeah, it was kind of dumb actually.
You thought it was dumb?
Yeah.
I thought we watched it.
We saw it together.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
It was not the best.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, it was the autopsy of Jane Doe.
No, I meant like
and
you're.
she like
literally in the
haunts the dad and the
Yeah.
son, right? She kills the dad.
Yeah.
The dad?
Yeah, the dad.
Well,
yeah.
she essentially kills everybody.
Well, she killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But first it was the dad, right?
No, he was. I think he was
Last
last. Yeah.
One of the second to last, because the
Second
son was still alive.
the son was the last one.
And
yeah.
he was like, she actually didn't kill him. It was the son who killed him. Remember?
Oh, an accident.
No, on purpose, because he was suffering or something. Like she was choking him from the inside, like a little bitch.
Oh.
No, but he like stabbed him right here, right in the heart. That was pretty poetic, I thought.
That was what, the son?
Yeah, the son. He grabbed a little scalpel and just like did it slowly. I bet that shit was like painful for him. Not the son, I meant the dad.
Well,
I would think for the son too. He's getting.
Obviously,
Oh,
emotionally, yeah. No, yeah. You're a big fan of horror movies, right?
I enjoy them, yes.
So, we did watch a movie the other day. What was the movie we watched?
The Dark and the Wicked one?
Yes, The Dark and the Wicked.
Yes.
Do you remember what it was about?
Yes. You know what? I'm still kind of confused on that because we never found out what it was and who it was and why it was what it was.
Actually,
Did we? I didn't.
We did. What did you think it was? So it was the devil.
But why was it haunting them?
So we.
So what? Tell me.
Oh man,
That means he doesn't have any answers.
I do. It's like we saw after you left. We saw like a ending.
We did. Yeah, we
video.
saw like an explained one on YouTube.
Like some.
Yeah, but that's because someone explained it to you.
What they did, they did explain it.
Well, first of all, that one sucked. We're not gonna say who it is.
Oh,
but
right.
It really did because they explained it. Yeah, but they explained the movie, and then the ending, which was like the title of the movie the video was like, explain the ending.
Mm-hmm.
It was
what a way to dance around it.
Explaining the ending was like all of like 10 seconds. Like he didn't really get in depth about that. He got in depth about the movie.
He doesn't even know himself.
Yeah,
no,
it was
he
left me as confused as when we watched it.
He went through the whole movie. He did like
he
did the whole.
summarized
We
everything.
literally
Well,
rewatched the movie in 20 minutes.
In 20 minutes, yeah. It took about 20 minutes, and he goes on to say that like the idea behind the devil hunting them, not right. That's what we call it, haunting, right? When like a paranormal ghost is like attacking you or something. He was saying that because these people live by themselves. There's only like a little bit of love, and
it is a haunting. It's not like they have beef or anything like that.
I don't know why they call it the dark and the wicked. Maybe there was something I missed there. But yeah, so it's the devil picking on people that he can easily pick off. Like the souls.
So like
the weak.
The weak.
The weak, yeah. The ones who like don't have anybody, like who don't have like family.
That's kind of scary
or
though.
love.
You really think about it.
It's like depression.
I
and
guess so. It eats at you.
Yeah, it was good because, in my opinion, the movie tried to convey this sense of like you're constantly. He was there from the beginning, right?
Yeah, she said it. He's always watching.
Yeah, but I'm like, then why don't you like pray or something? Like we never once saw her pray. She was, I get it now. She was protecting the dad, right?
Uh huh.
And because she kept saying, he's coming for his soul. But I'm like, it's one guy. Like, what are you gonna do? Fight the devil? Like,
That's
you
what
gotta
I'm
get down with
saying.
him?
He was almost dead anyways.
Exactly. Yes, he was on his way out, and like the movie kind of plays a little bit around with that, where like they should just leave. Like that's the key to every horror movie, right? Just leave.
Just leave.
Yes.
I mean, I guess she didn't resort to talking or praying
Mm-hmm.
because people shouldn't necessarily do that only when the time comes.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my significant other
Mm-hmm.
we were discussing this, and we were watching something, and they started praying, and he's like, well, why do people always do that?
Mm-hmm.
It's whenever something bad happens that they resort to that. It's like God should be implemented into your life,
Uh-huh.
not only in that moment because something bad is happening to you.
Mhm.
So maybe that's why she didn't resort to that.
That's interesting. Why?
Because
Uh-huh.
then that means you're fake.
It means you're fake towards God. Yeah, God.
Yeah.
That's why the devil comes
No,
for you, right?
yeah.
Because like he's
I
like,
mean-
why are you praying to him now? Like I'm right here. Come with me instead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess God would know, right? He would hear it and he'd be like,
He knows
"Oh,
it's
she's
fake."
fake."
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
just like,
okay.
why is she doing this last minute? Like you've
Yeah.
been had all semester to catch up on prayer, and like you now just want to start talking to me about it? Come on.
Well, she had her little songs she would sing.
She was singing those
She's
songs.
not a very
Singing
good
those
singer, though.
songs.
Not a very good singer.
Yeah, like
Nah.
that's probably why God was like, you know what? Like, I'm not coming here. Cause remember what happened to the nurse? The fucking nurse was she. I thought this was my thought. I was like, oh, she's gonna be like the savior because she's bathed in Catholic power or whatever. She lit the Virgin Mary candle, and then I'm like, oh, this is where like she's making like a shield, like a little bubble around the Father. So as long as the candle is lit, the devil can't walk into the room or like get near him or molest him, whatever the fuck he was doing, right? That's what it looked like.
It wasn't. She didn't make a salt circle?
Oh shit! Clear, so she wasn't Mexican then. She was clear. Like
She was.
I didn't understand. Like they were going for like the
I think
nurse.
she was mixed.
Yeah, right. Like,
She had to have been Latina and.
but like second generation or something, because she spoke perfect English. I'm like, if I spoke to her in Spanish, I'm sure she wouldn't know what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that's funny. I've asked somebody, where are you from? And they're like, oh, I'm from Texas. I'm like, oh, fuck, that's not what I meant. Like,
What's your ethnicity?
yeah, what's your ethnicity? I don't know why it sounds weird to say
It,
that.
it does. It kind of does, yeah.
Like, you just
I
walk
don't
up to
like
somebody,
asking
you're
that
like, oh.
either.
Yeah, I don't.
You would assume they knew what the fudge you were talking about,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But some people, it doesn't click.
Yeah, well, some people literally take it for what it is, right? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm from
right.
LA. You
Yeah.
know? That's
Yeah,
what I
when
say
people
now.
ask me where I'm from. I say
Virginia. Oh, LA.
LA. Not from Virginia.
No, like, that would be a fun game, like wherever you're from, wherever you are, because everybody assumes where you're from. It's like your home, but if you live somewhere else, and then
Would
they're
it
like,
say
So then-
your home is like where you lay your hat at night?
yes,
Or,
Is-
or if you don't want to ask ethnicity, say, where are your parents from?
yes,
And if they're a third generation,
They're
they're
gonna be
also from California.
yeah,
Yeah, there's a few.
So
of
it's
those.
like you have to dig deeper. Like if that person is the third generation, right? You
Yeah.
ask them where they're from.
yeah.
And let's say it's like, well, I'm from like LA, right? It's like, no, well, where are your parents from? It's like, oh, they grew up in Texas. And then it's like, fuck, how far do I need to go
Yeah, that's
to know your
true.
ethnicity?
Yeah, I guess that's just it. I mean,
Or just ask what their
that's true. It's like asking white people. It's like, oh yeah, my
You
parents.
don't ask white people what's your ethnicity.
What do you ask them? You just be like,
You don't.
where you come from?
Where do you
Where do you come from? Go back to where you came from.
After one.
Yeah, and then back to the.
That's the because usually it's
It's
told
the
to
other
us.
way around.
Yeah.
we should flip it on them. Like,
You should.
yeah, because I don't hear any Mexicans complaining about them yelling at us. We're taking all their jobs, so it's easier like that. But yeah, no. So back to the dark and the wicked.
Okay.
The nurse was like, I thought gonna help them, but then when I saw her get possessed, I'm like, you don't believe in God either, fake ass. Like she got easily possessed while she's like knitting. I'm thinking like, oh, that's like the most common thing you can do, right? She's just like making something, and I don't know where she starts stabbing herself. I'm like what? That was a little jarring. I thought it was good. Some of the gore was pretty good.
It was when she started chopping her fingers, like.
Oh, you thought that was interesting?
I didn't like that part
Why
just because
not? 'Cause
it
it
wasn't
looks really
realistic.
fake.
Yeah, it really did look
Yeah,
fake.
it kind of did. The blood looked all old and just not.
Yeah, like
fresh.
if she was already dead.
Or
Well,
maybe she was.
she was rotting. She
Nah,
looked like she was rotting.
She had fear in her eyes.
She
did
did.
fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was scared. She, if the blood wasn't, so what would have been appropriate? Like a lot of blood, or like Quentin
Like
Tarantino
red?
fucking spraying blood? What do you think?
A nice medium in between.
Yeah, like not too exaggerated, but like there was no spray.
You ever
Yeah,
you ever cut your finger or something? Like
Not like that.
Well, even if you get
not
like
like that, not off completely.
even like a paper cut.
Oh
you
my
start
god,
yeah,
bleeding.
yes.
Yeah.
and it's like red blood. Her blood looked like purple. or
Like
something.
prune juice.
It's probably because you didn't get enough oxygen, right? Because your blood is actually blue, right? And then it turns red when it oxidizes, right? The blood cells and things like that. So maybe she really was drying up
scientist.
inside.
Yeah.
She was probably drying up inside, you know.
Dr. Juarez.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what was? Did you have any like favorite scenes in the movie? Because I know what my favorite scene was.
No, not a favorite.
Mhm.
I mean, there were a few that actually got me, and I let out a little tiny scream.
Mhm.
But I don't remember which ones they were. There were a handful of them. Do you remember?
No, because I didn't get
You
I didn't get scared.
know,
I was
of
just
course
like,
not.
I was really interested in the movie.
What was your favorite scene?
For me, it was when the brother saw the mother outside the
And she
window,
was smiling.
oh.
and she started to levitate, right, into the position where she hung herself.
Levitate.
Yeah. What did I say?
Levitate.
Levitate. Yeah, levitate. That's because I was saying Wingardium Leviosa the other day.
Oh,
And yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I don't know why that scene looked like there was bits and pieces in the movie where like you could see kind of like that aesthetic, the shots where they were wide and kind
Yeah.
of still and candid, right?
it was too slow for me.
Oh my God, yes, it was
Way
really
too
slow.
slow.
What was slow?
The movie.
The movie in
The
general.
movie itself?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very slow.
Like,
So I get it because they were trying to build the characters and stuff like that, but
they should have done it the first
it's way
thing.
too slow.
Yeah.
You know what? I like the scene when the brother killed himself after he thought he saw his wife and kids dead.
Yeah.
That was a trippy scene.
I have a bit of a gripe with that because, like maybe it was just him not being a very good actor. Like I wanted to believe that he was done with his sister. Like he was just like leaving. Like the whole time in my head, I'm like, you look like the type of dude to just get up and dip, right? Because when we find out he had a family, I'm like, you know, I can understand. It's like, oh, I'm coming back to help out my parents. But maybe they're stubborn and shit, and they just don't want me here. So like, fuck it, I'm gonna just dip. Like, I'll come back when they let me know you passed away, or when you're at the morgue or whatever.
Well, damn.
To call me for the funeral.
Yeah, call me for the funeral. You know, I won't bring an overnight back. And then,
See, now you know who not to call.
okay, so
you're
Let's hope we
sick.
don't have to
Yeah.
call you.
so then he like builds up this emotion where he can't take it anymore after seeing his mom dead, right, in the barn and then the outside, and then he tells his sister like, oh, I saw her and it wasn't a fucking dream. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. Like you're like being
He's
honest.
admitting, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
And like the whole communication thing between them because they were mad at each other for not talking to their mom sooner because she committed suicide, which not really, the devil killed her. I think that's not, or you could argue that she maybe was driven to kill herself, right? Because that's
I don't
why
know. It's
That's
I
why-
think she died under mysterious
conditions.
circumstances.
Maybe
because
under the
there was
influence.
nothing. Remember, there was
Under his,
nothing. There
like-
was no like chair or how did she
Get up there.
Yeah, hang herself.
The
Because we
ice.
talked about the ice thing. You know,
Yeah.
the ice block. There's just not enough time to melt.
Yeah.
The other thing I can think of is like
The
she
sheet.
tied it up and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and so she threw it over,
Yeah.
right?
And she pulled herself up.
No, because you're choking at the same time, right?
I'm sure she
So
could handle
you would
it.
have to tie that, get the rope ready, the noose,
Mhm.
and then jump on the goat or sheep, parkour into it, and then you hang.
I would
That's
think,
the only way.
I would think she ties it, jumps, grabs the noose with one hand,
One-handed pull-up.
and just let's go. Yes.
With what? With her good hand, because the other one's
Oh,
chopped.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So they're good hand. Yeah.
I say the goats helped her.
She stacked them
And that's
one
my
on top.
conclusion.
That makes sense.
That's why they died at the end,
Yeah.
because they were loose ends.
Oh shit.
That's a whole
The
conspiracy.
devil never. Yeah,
There
he
you
doesn't
go.
leave loose ends. That's true because he killed Charlie, and Charlie didn't even show up for like half the movie.
That's
That was
one
useless.
death that I was just like, why? The
That's
neighbor.
exactly.
Oh,
Exactly. Who's
well,
Charlie?
He was involved with the family. He didn't.
But
want
But that
to-
was like about it. Like there wasn't a lot of development of why
Yeah.
he should die.
They met him.
But there wasn't any development of why anyone should die in the first place.
How their family. They just stay there. I mean, because what the guy was saying in the video, trying to explain the ending and stuff, was because there was a lack of communication. None of them told each other anything. So like, the older lady, right? The mom never told them like why she wanted them to leave. Yeah, she just said, you need to go, and that's it.
Not to come.
Yeah, and that was good. Even when she was trying to reach out from the dead, they didn't want to talk to her.
Oh yeah,
and then they didn't talk to each other. So it's like nobody talking to each other, and the devil's all like, "This is perfect."
I know. I'm just
it's the perfect
the fish in a barrel. Yeah, that's exactly what the guy said. He's like, "This is like if you're by yourself and like you're not bringing any good energy, he's just gonna come for you." But like
the bad vibes.
The bad vibes, yeah.
He thrives on that.
I'm surprised they never once were like, "Oh, let me go get some sage or some shit." Like the sister, she was. Her too, like.
I think they were just in denial.
In denial?
That they didn't really believe that this could be occurring to them. Because, I mean, what would you do if you were in that?
Okay, what would I do? And then this is me.
Would you go get saved?
Or
would you leave your dad?
Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna put myself in the movie. Right? Let's say I am in a movie. I would go talk to a priest or something, right? That's the first thing I would do.
The priest
did
came
talk
over.
to the priest,
who ended up being the devil.
So you can't even trust the priest?
You can't even trust the priest. So clearly Catholicism did not work. So change your religion. Because that shit ain't working. So I would go talk to a priest. And then I would, be like, hey, can we identify which demon this is?
Which one?
Yeah, which one? Because there's many.
Oh, yeah?
Apparently.
So you want a lineup.
And then you want,
he wants
you say it was number 2.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking to myself, like, first let me identify which one this is. Does it want anything in return? Can I get like a wish or something? Like, can I get some wealth?
Who thinks it's a genie?
Well, if it's like the one from Hereditary, the one with the thing in the hand.
But that was a witch.
That was one of the 7 demons of hell or some shit. Like that.
What that was a horrible movie.
I can't deny that there were some parts that weren't
I
good.
enjoyed the beheading.
When she was like...
yes, when she
That caught me off guard. I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
She was being a brat.
Yes.
And she was dying. What do you expect?
She was being a brat? Oh yeah, she wouldn't leave the husband alone. Like, hey, leave me the fuck alone. I'm trying to sleep here.
Wait, what are we talking about?
No, the one in the car.
The girl.
Right? Yeah,
the
little girl. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
she got
the mom.
out the window just to breathe, right?
Oh, yeah.
But if she would have kept calm, they would have got her to the emergency room and would have taken care of it.
Like, the biggest thing I hear about that is like, why the fuck do you walk around without an extra EpiPen?
Yeah.
Because clearly maybe they didn't care or something. Because in the beginning of the movie, I don't know.
The brother didn't care about her.
The brother didn't care?
No,
but
he was trying to get laid.
Yeah.
I don't think the family did either because.
Because her mom was like.
Make
upset.
sure, right? Yeah.
Well, remember? Oh yeah. That's what I was going to bring up in the funeral scene. The very first opening scenes, she's all like, "Do you have your? Is there nuts in there? Because we don't have your EpiPen." And I'm like, "What? You don't have an EpiPen for your allergic daughter? Like that's like." Rule number 1, you don't leave your house without essential drugs to save her life. Now, moving on from that, I thought that the movie Wicked and the Devil for me was like a 7 out of 10 in terms of like most of the horror movies I've seen. For it being
The Dark and the Wicked?
The Dark and the Wicked, yes.
What did you say?
The Wicked and the Devil?
Or The Dark, yeah, something like that. I thought the name was a little too long. I thought maybe if they just called it The Wicked or something, I don't know.
Wicked.
I think those have been done before.
Yeah. Have they?
It wasn't even. No, never mind.
What I want us to watch is The Exorcism. Like we need to watch
the original ones.
Yes. Well, they're not original ones, but they're the.
Or the scary movie version.
No, not the scary movie version.
You like an actual get on the dark web and see if they have.
They have an exorcism.
Exorcism.
I mean, I'm sure we get paid to see one. Like.
No.
I don't think they give out tickets.
No, but the Exorcism one. Rosemary's Baby is another one I want us to watch. And what other one? It's The Babadook, right? Is the one I haven't seen.
But that was expensive too.
It was expensive to rent.
$20?
They'd be tripping.
No, there was that other one. The one with the $20 one was the movie with Gerard Butler. What's it called? Greenland?
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like him a lot in movies like that. Those action movies that he's just like that dude.
You got a crush on him?
Yeah.
For his action movies, yeah. At least
for the action movie. So you believe in the paranormal?
I do, yes.
Experiences?
I have had some. I feel I think I can say yes.
How do you know they were paranormal?
There's just no other explanation for them, I guess you can say.
Alright, so give us a good one.
Yeah, let's break this down.
Yeah, give us one that you couldn't explain, and to you were like, this some other shit.
Well, I mean, I've had a few. I'm trying to think of which would be the best one. I'm just gonna shoot out a couple incidents, and you guys tell me what you think. So my mom, there was a time where she was a caretaker. She would take care of, the elderly. And she bonded with these old people. So
I was like, you're pointing at me. I'm like, I'm not old.
No. No, she bonded with these old people. She made her little friends or whatnot. But there was this lady that she got extremely close to, and the lady passed away.
Mm.
And it took, it was hard on my mom because she had become friends with her or whatnot. But so I was a little rebel in my younger days. I would actually sneak out of the house, come back 4 or 5 in the morning, right when my dad would be waking up to work, sneak back in. I had my thing going on. So there was this one incident where it was the day after, I think it was either that same day that the lady died or the day after, but it was like either one of those two. And I was sneaking back in, and usually I would use the window. So we had my neighbor's driveway was right next to my window, so I would use the tire to help me get back into my window. But that specific day, I don't know why I felt a little ballsy, so I went into the front door. So as I was,
brave.
I am very brave.
Very brave.
It was like 4. No, I think that day it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. It wasn't too late.
Okay.
So I was trying to get back in. My door was one of those like wooden doors, so it would creak super loud.
Yes.
So I'm telling you, I was feeling ballsy. So I went to put in the key, and as I was putting in the key into the lock, I heard. Stop it.
Sorry.
We're not even there yet.
I know. I heard like a loud something fell in the middle of the house. So you remember my house,
Yeah.
it was the living room and then the dining room to the...
And then the kitchen
and
after
then the
that.
kitchen. And then after the kitchen was like a little section for the laundry room. And then my parents' room was all the way towards the end. So that's why I didn't really feel like, I guess, I was like, no, they're not going to hear me because it was all the way towards the end. But that day, as I was putting the key, I heard something fall. And it sounded like something made out of glass. And I was like, what could that have been? The lights were off. Everybody was knocked out because when I would, try to get back in, I kid you not, I'd wait like a couple minutes. I wouldn't even hear myself breathing because I'd be like, okay, I want to make sure no one's awake. So I was like, well, what the fuck was that, So I ran to my window because I got scared. I was like, oh shit, I think someone's up. And I ran to my window and I had my sister help me get back into the window. And I was like, well, and she heard me. I had to knock. And I was like, what was that sound? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, didn't you go check? And she's like, no, I'm scared. And I was like, fuck. I was like, what was that? So we waited a little bit before I was able to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck, let's go check. I feel uneasy. I was like, are you sure they're not up? And she's like, no. And I was like, well, what was that? So we went out there, and I don't know, Chris, if you remember that my mom had a china cabinet.
Everybody has a china
in the
cabinet.
living room?
No, in past the kitchen.
Like in a hallway?
Like towards her room, yes. So she had a china cabinet, and she had a whole bunch of freaking junk up top. She had her nice plates and stuff inside the actual cabinet, but on top she had just a whole bunch of random shit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of those random shits was a piggy bank, like a real ceramic piggy bank. Mm-hmm. And so my sister and I left the room. We go and we see the piggy bank had fallen. Mm-hmm. And it's ceramic. You'd think it would have shattered into tiny pieces, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it cracked right in half.
Mm-hmm.
And my theory is it was that lady telling my mom to wake up to go to catch me. I don't know.
Maybe she was like, hurry the fuck up and cash this.
Yeah, no.
I mean, cash it. Like,
catch the actual thing?
No, cash, like as in cash, like plata, like
oh my God,
money,
David. No.
scratch,
No.
krill, whatever.
But I mean, maybe
was there a lot of money in there?
There was nothing.
That's probably why you got mad.
Oh, that. Low key, that's why you never found who it was. I think at the same time
Oh,
that you
shit.
came in, somebody was trying to steal something. And then they cracked that because they're like, we hit the jackpot.
Just,
And then they saw it and they were like, for nothing. They just left it.
like the dude was from the League of Shadows, right? Got in, got out like the guy, the devil, right? He was in and out of the fucking house.
Yeah,
Ra's al Ghul.
it could have been.
Yeah, he's a badass.
But I mean, maybe it was just a weird random coincidence. But in my mind, my heart, I believe it was that lady.
Which lady? I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
lost-
so you said
Lady,
lady.
the old lady.
the one that died that your
died.
mom got really close to.
Yes.
Okay.
I felt like she was snitching me out because I was trying to get back in.
But what made you think that? Because you were
I'm telling you,
because it was
it
that
clicked in my head. I was
Now-
like, it's this lady snitching.
because we have to
out.
be skeptical here, right? Because we have to
Yeah.
prove that this
God,
was
okay,
paranormal.
tell me
I'm
what.
gonna try to debunk this.
Yeah, no, me too, yeah. Look, I think that maybe what happened was because you were feeling ballsy that day. How often did you? So, was this like? Were you familiar with the door creaking every time?
Oh yeah.
So did you know how to like do it? You know, sometimes
I
you
knew,
have a trick?
the movements.
Yes,
yes,
like
I
the
had
fine
my trick.
movements?
Yes.
Okay.
Trust me, David.
I'm sure.
Yes.
So this is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You probably.
Somehow moved the piggy bank with the door.
How far is the door from where the piggy bank
It
is?
was far.
Yeah.
He knows.
How often did you touch the piggy bank?
No one touched it. I'm
No one
telling you, it
touched
was like junk up top.
Nomás allá arriba stuffed, or was it
No,
sitting
just
like así on the
chilling.
table?
It was like, just the
Imagine
the
just like
China
a cabin.
cabinet.
Imagine this.
Like, no, it
all
was
the way to the right,
tall.
and it
It
was
was
on top.
at least maybe up to where your curtain thing is. It's a big one. Like it's a real wooden,
Okay.
like nice ass.
Did you
cabinet.
ever meet the elderly woman?
I did not.
No?
No.
And how old was she when she passed? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
She was on her way out.
She was on her way out.
Because
Okay.
it could have been a sign.
I honestly
Of good
felt
luck?
like it
Money,
was a
fortune?
sign.
I don't know. I think
I don't know
like
about that.
I think that she
Or
was
maybe you're
getting-
going broke.
Well, I was very young
Broke.
at that age, so. But I mean, I don't know. It could have been a random coincidence, but it might. I felt it. I was like, it was that lady.
Don't get mad at her.
Because
Because
I
if
mean,
she
I
didn't
think
know
I'm surprised.
who she was.
Yeah.
The lady might have been warning and saying somebody's trying to get in the house.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe she thought you were someone else. Yeah.
And then once you came in, it's like, nah, man,
It's just her.
It's just Susie.
But surprising, it's a Susie.
This is it, yeah.
Surprisingly, my mom, neither of my parents woke up. But me and my sister were kind of like, we were just like, that was weird. That piggy bank has been up there for God knows how long. And
Or that.
the moment I literally, I kid you not, the moment I entered my key into the keyhole thing, it fell.
Was there any other ghosts living in the house at the time?
I think there was a couple incidents. So we moved out to that house when I was, what age are you when you're in 6th grade?
13.
No, you're not.
No. No.
You sounded too confident for that. But no.
Like 10.
No, 10 is when you graduated.
No, you're
elementary.
10. You're 10.
11.
No, 11. Oh.
I don't know, because
Yeah,
It was 10 or 11. It depends on
because you're
how-
like 15 when you're a freshman in high school.
You're 10th grade and you're 15.
What?
I was a 15-year-old when I entered high school.
How old were you when you graduated?
There was no way.
I was 18.
See, I was 17 when I graduated.
But that's because like my birthday lands in an area where my semester ends.
That's why, so you
towards the tail end.
could be 10.
Sure, you could be 10 or 11, biologically speaking. Whatever.
Anyway.
Uh-huh.
What led to this?
No, you were saying how like I asked you about other
Oh yeah,
ghosts in
so
the
we
house, yeah.
moved out. So we moved out there when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah.
And I remember, yeah. So I guess I was 10. I remember. I hate to admit this, but I remember hearing stuff at night, and I thought, I mean, I didn't know what it was, and I would hear. And I know this sounds really fake and corny, and because this is what every scary movie has, but I would hear
That's where they get it from.
footsteps. Yeah, no, I swear. I would hear footsteps throughout my house. And you know, I don't know if you guys maybe this is a thing that you recognize your family members' footsteps. Do
Yes.
You guys?
Yes. You know
Okay.
what someone sounds like when they walk. You can hear somebody,
Yeah.
like the sound of their keys, you can hear somebody, you know who they are.
No, I only know you because you have the
chanclas?
Jesus sandals.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The chanclas.
Jesus. Well,
Moses
I mean,
sandals.
I could recognize my mom's, my dad's, I can tell who it was like walking. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, if you guys
No, it's not weird.
have
I think
family out
that's
there, maybe you guys
right
know
on.
what I'm talking about.
That's weird.
But so I would hear footsteps in like the middle of the night, and I remember I would go to my mom and I would be crying And I'd be like, I'm hearing stuff. Like, I don't know. And she would just brush it aside. She'd be like, no, like, just go to sleep. She'd actually get mad at me, and she'd be like, you're not hearing shit. Just go to sleep. And I felt like I was going crazy because I would literally be the only one. My sisters wouldn't hear it. My brother didn't hear it. And there were things that I would also hear that it sounded like somebody was walking in my attic. The attic was right above... I promise you.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, we're like,
I'm
that
saying
sucks.
the attic is that. Yeah, I want a house that doesn't have an attic or a basement.
I know, me neither. This is scary.
I don't play that game.
Just one story.
One story. You're at one level.
So
But
that was another thing, and it's like I was 10, and like now to think about it, I'm just like I remember, but at the same time, I'm like, well, maybe it was a new house. It could have been a lot of different things, but I was the only one in the house that did hear that. And there was another incident. Another incident. My cousin could vouch for me. She felt it too. My brother had his own room because he was the only guy. And that day, my cousin wanted to sleep over, and so he had the big queen bed, and I just had what is that, a full or something?
Like a twin or?
You had the floor, you said?
No,
full.
Oh,
full
size.
Yeah,
I think a full. I don't know. I have one of the smaller mattresses. And so my brother had a queen bed because he had a whole room to himself. And so that day, my cousin and I were on his bed, and we were like, we're gonna sleep here because we don't fit in my bed. And my brother was like, no, like, get out of my room or whatever. We both were like, no, we're gonna freaking stay here, like, leave us alone. And as we were arguing back and forth with him, he was like walking away, he had walked away, and the bed, in the middle of the bed, like the center of the bed underneath, it felt as if something had kicked the center of the bed upwards. Like, does that make sense?
Yes.
So essentially,
like Freddy Krueger was like pushing it up.
But hard as shit, yes. Yeah. And it was so hard that like we both felt it.
Oh shit.
We looked at each other, jumped off the bed almost towards the door, and we were like, you can have that fucking room tonight. And we left. Like,
wait, were you still like around 10, 11, 12?
I think I was a little older. I want to say maybe like 13 or 14.
Okay.
Like from 13 to 15.
Were there any earthquakes in the area?
No.
Hey, but
and only that's
yeah.
You got you said you had another one? Another story about the house?
You had dogs too, no?
I do. Yeah. Growing up, I had a whole bunch of dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they never kind of tell you?
There's actually a video. I will try my best to find it on the cloud, and I have a video of my dog Panda barking at something in the air. Like, and I've seen that in scary movies too.
Yeah. Because it's real.
Because it's real. I swear. We were home alone, and she was barking at something in the air, and she was like going crazy, like going back and forth, and like growling, and it was like she was centered, like her eyes were centered on something in the air. And I remember in the video, I'm like, Panda, I'm like, stop it. I'm like, what are you barking at? And she just kept barking. I was like, Panda, you're scaring me. Like, stop. And eventually, I stopped the video. But I mean, what the fuck was she barking at?
I believe you. Because
that was a hesitation though.
No, it's because like at that age, like I also.
But this one when I recorded that's when I was like.
Yeah, I was older.
Yeah, because I got Panda maybe when I was. I think I was like 18. I think I was like 18 when I don't know how old I was when I got her, but I was already grown. Like I wasn't young at that.
But you were still in that same house.
I was still living with my mom.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that the footsteps and stuff, like that stuff, I feel like is, I don't know, like they're scary to hear, right? Like you feel like maybe you feel like there's something there that you can't see, which is kind of scary. Like when I was 10, I would also feel like maybe I saw things that weren't there. But if you look long enough in the dark, your mind starts to think that there's something there, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
Like, the only reason I wake up in the middle of the night was to go pee, so it would be like, I'm like looking at the door frame and I'm like, fuck, is there someone standing in the door frame? Like,
and then you start seeing.
Yeah, you start to, like in your mind, you start to form some kind of shadow figure. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this is bullshit. Like, I have to go pee. Like, I'm about to pee myself. So I would like time from the moment I uncovered myself, running to the door. Right? Yeah, you would have to be fast because if not, they would grab you and like take you away. So
just like you can't leave your leg out of the bed because you know they got you.
But actually, let me tell you something. But now that I've been living with myself, I think to myself, I'm like, fuck it. Like, if they grab me, like, take me somewhere, like, show me something. Fuck it, like, I'm tired. And so, like, I like leaving my legs over the edge. I think, like, my biggest fear.
So you can do that?
I was gonna, my feet, yes. I think my arms, I'm not super comfortable with them yet.
Why though? I feel like you have more control
over what.
If they grab your arm, you can easily like.
Nah, because if they grab your wrist, it's jujitsu. It's technique.
They can dominate.
Oh, they know techniques.
Yeah. In the movies you see, they grab them. They don't know what the fuck to do.
They're trained.
Yeah,
they're part of the League of Shadows. They're not going to know how to defend themselves, how to take people down.
Yeah, because if they grab me from the ankle, I can roll, right? I can use my upper body strength.
I go up and grab them.
Yes. But if they grab your wrist, that's dangerous.
No, that's it.
Because even that's a universal.
Okay, but if they grab your wrist and they didn't grab your leg, why can't you just kick them?
Because
yeah.
They grab you. They didn't grab them.
I know we're talking about the leg, the
legs,
the hand grabbing.
The hand grabbing.
So, because the hand. Okay, let's say. So both scenarios, like let's play it out, right?
Why are we discussing?
So
this is because you can defend yourself. You might defend yourself.
You're on the bed, right?
Yes.
And let's say you have your arm over, right? Just like outside, right on the ledge, right? Okay. And they grab that, right? You go head first. That's the other issue.
It's like when they
they pull you down. Well, where are they gonna pull you?
Sideways.
They gotta put you into the shadows, not into
the shadows. That's true. They pull you into the darkness and then close the door behind them.
They always do that. Yeah,
they always close the door. They always close the door.
But notice that they always do that. They drag you out by the feet.
Yeah, how come they never drag someone by the hands or something?
Because you have. I feel like it's.
Now, once you start getting dragged, like, have you ever, like,
it's like
gone down like a slide or something and you go like head first? You can't really. You're going so fast that you really can't stand up. Like your legs are just at that point just dangling. They're behind you. It's very hard to try to get some traction to go up. Now, when they're dragging you this way, at least you can pull yourself up
by your knees. Yeah, if you use your core and you
get some core strength.
Yeah, so
that's
the big way. That's one of the biggest ways of defeating paranormal.
Do you think they're around and they just like they get tired of us because they have to wait until
we're sleeping?
Yeah, we have to like run errands, like be able to get up. And
I wonder what they do all day, like in that movie. What's that movie? Fucking with Patrick Swayze. I always forget it. It's called Ghost.
Ghost?
Like, remember he's wandering.
What did he do?
He's wandering around New York City.
Watching.
Yeah, just watching people. Queen Latifah, not Queen Latifah. Fucking Whoopi Goldberg. Whoopi Goldberg. It's in my head because I was thinking of Taxi because that one also takes place in NYC. With Jimmy Fallon, right? He's
funny.
I think he is in that.
I forgot he's in that movie. Yeah. Where, he's walking around and he, like, can see them and shit. He's like, hey, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm right here. Dave Chappelle does a really funny skit where...
Oh, yeah,
Have you rewatched Dave Chappelle show on Netflix? There's this funny skit. It's Ghost, and he's right there, and she's looking at a picture of him and all this stuff. And then what comes down walking Dave Chappelle... He's like, baby, I love this robe. He's like, oh yeah, you can have it. My husband is dead. And he's right there. He's like, yo, what the fuck?
Oh.
It's really funny.
No, I have not seen that one.
He doesn't do it justice, but it is actually...
Yeah, and...
but he sees, when he's dead and he's just walking around, he sees the shadows pull people, like the souls.
Oh, right, he does.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
They pull them into the shadows, never into the light.
That's what the angels do, because they pull you up, right?
They pull you into the light.
And we always ever see demons pull
I feel
down.
like they grab you. Yeah, like demons grab you by...
The heels.
The heels, and then angels grab you by the wrist.
So if you get grabbed by the wrist, no, it's an angel, right? I guess that would make sense. I guess I should be hanging my arms off the bed. Have you seen Drag Me to Hell?
That sounds familiar. I probably have. I feel like I've watched every stupid scary movie.
It feels stupid, but it's not actiony, but it's like high tense, like what do you call it? Like one scene after another is like, oh my god, something is happening, and then another thing is happening. And I remember watching this in theaters when I was like a teenager, whenever it came out. And I don't know why, but I think that's like one of the best movies in terms of like horror, because it incorporates like the devil and demons and stuff, and like she's constantly being like scared, right? So you know how sometimes movies they scare you like once or twice really good.
Every now and then.
Yeah, when this one it's like a constant like jump scare, and I don't want to spoil it really, but
I feel like that's how The Dark and the Wicked was.
what do you mean, the jump scares?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have a lot of jump scares. They only had like that I can remember where would have
For
been jump
you,
scares.
they had
like,
none. But
Yeah,
for the
it's-
average person watching the scary movie,
Yeah.
Well, I would think you'd get used to it because you watch.
I enjoy
Oh.
being scared. I know. I enjoy being scared for some odd
Yeah.
reason. But I scare easily.
Where's your limit?
Oh, what do you mean, like
Like
how
about
far
getting
would I
scared?
go?
Yeah.
Going to one of those fuck, what are they called? The
Ex-
live events
Yeah.
where it's like you have to sign a waiver because
You'd be down for one of those
I think that's my limit.
before? Because it's funny you bring that up.
You know,
huh?
because you go to knots and people are just like
They're not allowed to touch you. and
they're
shit.
not allowed, so you're just like walking around thinking you're the shit because you technically can't really be that scared. But
Is
then
that
when
what
you
we
sign a waiver,
They can't legally kill you, is what it is.
Yeah, but when you sign that waiver, it's like they can put hands on you, and then that's when shit gets
I'm about to
real.
put hands on somebody. Yeah, so I was gonna bring that up. That these experiences, it was just
Yeah.
one I heard of.
Like somewhere in Texas or some.
There's one in Texas. There was one here where if you got out, they would pay you out like $100,000 or something like that.
Shit.
But the experience was so like okay. So here, basically, you sign a waiver for the permission to do. For them to have permission to do whatever they want to. And when I say whatever, I mean like there are stories of people who did it and got waterboarded. People who got tortured. Not like tortured to the point where like
Yeah,
they're gonna die.
obviously, yeah.
But like for example, you give them permission to shave your head.
See, I
right?
wouldn't be down for that.
Like they'll cut your hair, shave your eyebrows.
Oh
That-
no.
that's-
Maybe they might like whip you or shock you to the point of exhaustion. Or
I'm
something.
into that. But
That's my
don't-
limit.
You're into
I
the
would
shopping?
not-
Yeah, don't mess with my.
Yeah, so they'll do all that shit. They'll make you eat roaches and shit. Like they'll do everything to make the experience as real as possible.
Yeah.
But it looks boring. You're not even getting scared.
What do you mean?
You're just
You're
paying
being
somebody
tortured.
to torture.
or like you're just paying somebody to pretend to almost kill you and suffer like 30. It's like a couple. It's like I think you have to stay the night. I think that's why it's $100,000. I think you have to stay the night, but the house is filled with scare actors that can grope you, touch you, do whatever they want within limit. But all the stories that have come out, people have gotten like traumatized. But it's like you know what you were signing up for, right?
Would you guys ever stay in a haunted hotel?
Yes.
Queen Mary?
Can you say that?
Yeah, I don't know about Corona season, but
No, you're right.
but usually, yeah. Me and
You would think it'd be scarier now that there's going to be minimum capacity.
yeah, that's true. I don't think they're renting out rooms right now, though. No.
I would be down for something like that because I'm more into the actual paranormal. I think when someone is actually trying to kill you, you just call police. Like I'm not gonna deal with that. Like what the
Yeah.
fuck, bro? Or get a gun.
You stayed in one of those?
No, I wanted to. I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully one day, but we'll see.
What is the what's the app that you were talking about yesterday?
The
Randonautica?
Randonautica, yes. I've never tried it myself, but I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube, like the little people post on TikTok or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and it's just trippy. And if you guys have never watched it, I would definitely suggest.
I think it's bullshit.
You don't believe it?
Nah, I've tried it with a buddy of mine.
What? Tell us.
Okay, so he explained it the same way you did. He was like, you have to manifest something in your head. Like,
Yeah.
you have to really think about it, open your third eye type shit. And then, like, you have to let the app, guide you.
So, question. Sorry
Mhm.
to interrupt you, but that thing that you were thinking about,
Yeah.
was it just you, or was it you and your friend? And did you guys tell each other that? Because I've never played it, so I still don't.
If I remember correctly, he told me to think of something. I remember he woke me up hella early for this. It was like 7 a.m. It was right
so
before
you,
he went to work.
you thought of this particular thing,
Mm-hmm.
and you didn't say anything to him,
No, I didn't.
and you didn't put it on the app, nothing. Oh my God, David, what did you do?
No, I'm thinking now about what I was thinking because we ended up in an alleyway. Because he was telling me something about. He was like, think of something. And in my head, I thought of something.
You thinking of a hooker?
I was thinking of something. I'm like that.
Wait, are you gonna tell us what you were thinking of?
that's the thing. I don't remember what I was thinking. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm
So
trying to get to
you're
that.
not a reliable source.
No, look, I do. That's because the thing is, I do remember what I was thinking about, but I'm not sure if that's what that was. I don't want to be like, oh, that was false, because then it wouldn't match up to why I ended up in an alley. And then you did ask me like if it was both of us manifesting it,
Yeah.
or like thinking about
Just
it.
you or yeah.
I think it might have been both of us, because we didn't go very far. We went like a couple blocks towards downtown Culver City, and I remember like I'm like. The whole time I'm like, this is what you woke me up for? To like go fucking find, to go exploring, right? Essentially like points of interest. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense to me, because where it took us to is like another building that the company that owns this building is, right? So I was thinking of like, what was I thinking? I think I was thinking of people that I know that live in the area, because I went to high school not very far, so I was like, oh, maybe if I think of this person, I'll be like, oh, maybe we'll end up there for whatever fucking reason. And we just ended up next to the building that owns the company. This one, I was like, oh, it's kind of a coincidence, right?
That is a coincidence.
Because maybe Randonautica uses your GPS history, right, to show you where you've been, and maybe it'll tell you points of interest. Like there are places that are like hidden, right, that you won't find on a map, but if you walk there, people will be like, oh, this is like a spot, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what like Randonautica is. I think it's like it uses the data that everybody has and where people have been. Mm-hmm. This is just my opinion. I don't know how it works really. Mm-hmm. People think what it works like it's a spiritual like thing.
Yeah.
Like the biggest story was that somebody found a body in a luggage.
Oh yes,
right?
that one was
That was a big
that.
thing. Yeah.
So how would you explain that then? Just lucky coincidence that they found it?
Yeah, it's because like I think it's something. It's hard for me to believe that they stumbled across it. I mean, people
that could have been a
stumble.
mistake. The person that I guess whatever system was like, oh, there's luggage here. Just have them go there.
Interesting.
Right? It'd just be like maybe they'll find like clothes or something, and they'll be like, oh, this is cool, and then boom, dead body.
Oh yeah, or like maybe they find like treasure or something. Yeah. I've
so that dead body that was in that suitcase, it was a couple, right? That the
Yeah, I don't know if it's a couple, but I know it's like a female and
the apartment manager killed them. His tenants.
Shit.
I believe it was a couple. I may be wrong, but I believe
like
it was
a
a
good
couple,
movie.
and he killed them both. I think. I don't know. I may be wrong, but I want to say there was another body somewhere, wasn't there? Or was that the only one?
I just knew about the one in the luggage.
But it's like, who's gonna throw that on the rocks? How did it end up? Wasn't it on the rocks?
Yeah.
How did it end up on the rocks?
They probably just dumped it there.
If you're trying to dispose of a body, why wouldn't you throw it in the water?
He's an amateur. He's an amateur.
Yeah, that he was in a rush.
True. I mean, like, yeah, you don't want to keep a dead body around for too long. It starts to smell.
It's not that hard to like a little extra.
You would go the extra mile?
No, the water was right there.
That's what I'm saying. No, but it would wash up anyways.
How you would dispose of a
body.
how
would you get rid of a body?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
but I'm saying I wouldn't have thrown it onto the rock.
He's listening to this. He's like, oh, I'm gonna show you how to get rid of a body.
Please don't.
No. Yeah. I don't know. I'm skeptical of apps like that. The ones that are like, oh, this is some. You know.
I feel like I need to try it for myself, but I'm frightened.
You said that you were afraid of it having your information.
No, I didn't.
You were like, oh, I don't want to have it downloaded because it's like I don't want it to kill me.
Oh, because it's just I'm like I already have bad luck as it is.
It's like the Ouija board. They sell it in the toy store. They sell this in the app store. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, would you play that?
The Ouija board?
Yeah, have you played it?
I haven't, but I would.
You would?
I would.
Living alone, and you would.
Not living alone. I'm dumb, but not stupid.
Yeah, well, what's the problem?
The problem is that like I live in the corner of the building.
So right? No one would hear your screams.
No one would hear my screams. Yeah. I live next to the street, so that's the scariest thing because it's like it's happening right in front of happening right next to everybody, right in the public.
So you can easily jump off your balcony.
That's probably how I die. You know, I'm like stabbing myself, and then I run out.
That's
and
like a feet.
Oh yeah, that's
off. You can like.
You don't survive that.
No.
That was your fault.
No. I will already be dead. I'm possessed, right? I'm like the demon is walking me out. Like, oh here. But I can, so they know.
I don't know. I think that's a good escape route. Like,
you have the perfect one. I live upstairs. How would I?
You jump out the window.
No, yeah.
Yeah, like the guy from Hereditary, he just jumps out the window. Remember?
Oh,
he does jump out. Yeah. Do you have any?
There's got to be better ways, but right.
to jump out to escape from a ghost.
Because wait, the Ouija board is just like contacting, like spirits, right?
Demons.
Ones that have a cell phone or whatever. Not really. a Ouija board.
You think they're standing by? They just have a pager?
They're on
Like, oh, somebody's there?
I always think of Beetlejuice. Like there's like this
I've
office.
never watched that movie. Yes, I know.
Dude, it's a classic. And
I
it's
know
really
it is.
Good.
I get that reaction.
We should watch
every
it
time.
after.
Nah.
No.
Uh,
Not today, David.
and I'm not scared to use a Ouija board. I just don't understand why like it's that ghosts use that to communicate through, right? Like why don't they fucking write on the wall or like Morse code, that thing they did in Interstellar?
Or fucking call. I mean, Dark and the Wicked,
yeah.
she just called.
The ring she calls clearly.
Oh, but they
someone's
only
called
use
before.
landline. I don't think they use mobile.
Satellite, you mean? Or,
Yeah.
they
No,
do only use landline, yeah.
Do you think they have Verizon too? They have coverage everywhere or what?
Does Verizon still exist?
No, I think it runs out. That's what. Can you hear me now? No.
Okay.
I'm sure whatever altitude they're at, they've got service all the time, right? Because
We should try it. Let me know how it
You
goes.
let us know how it goes.
No. We should all try it. What are you so afraid of? What are you so afraid of happening?
I have nobody to contact. I have nobody that's moved on. That I'm
What
like,
about
yeah, I
somebody
wanna go
famous?
contact.
It's like,
I mean, I do, but I don't. I feel like
what do you think is gonna
there
happen?
should be an easier way.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, if he wanted, if he wanted to speak to me, he would come to me.
Who?
My cousin that passed away
Huh?
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Him and I were very close, but he came to me in a dream, if that counts.
Those do count.
Yeah, and it was nice. It was nice seeing him I think he came to me twice in 2 dreams.
Do you want to describe the dream?
No, I'd rather not.
Well, it was a nice one, right?
It was a nice one, yes.
Yeah.
Was,
Did they seem happy?
And one of them, he seemed confused and scared.
Makes sense.
And the other one, it was like happy times. Like it was
And have you dreamt of him since?
No.
And there was only 2 instances, right?
2, and it's been years now. Yeah.
It's happened to me too once, where I've had 2 dreams. One, it's kind of like a purgatory type of dream,
really?
or
Yeah.
and then the other one is a really great dream. Like it's
Yeah.
like a huge party and like lights and everything.
Yeah,
Everything
just
seems
like-
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really weird, and I've never had dreams like that again about anybody that I've known
Maybe
that's
that's
passed
their way
away.
of saying like
That's
We're good.
it,
peace.
yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up because I'm sure whatever there is after death, that there's got to be something there. Even because I'm thinking to myself, of all the people that have died, you think that somebody would have been like, "Hey, yo, look, there's something after death. Like, check this out." Like, but it can't be that good because
check out the link.
it can't be. It's got to be a comfortable place because if it was all that, people would be killing themselves left and right. They'd be like, "What the fuck am I gonna live for if I can go get everything I want on the other side?"
And with that, I think not promoting suicide. So, if anybody has some scary stories, we're actually for some reason in the last like 2 episodes or 3, we've been really getting into the scary stuff.
Yeah. You're always welcome back, of course, with your paranormal stories. We'll call you Para Susie. Para Susie.
Sure.
Yeah, or whatever. If someone else comes up with a better one, we'll go from there.
Yeah.
And if you're wondering where you can find Susie,
Is
use
nowhere.
a Ouija board.
Oh yes, that's a good one. Yeah. Thanks again, guys. Peace.
Well, that's been another episode of the RDG Show. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and a comment below. Also, hit the notification button so you don't miss out on any of our latest content. You can follow us on Twitter and all audio platforms where podcasts are available. As always, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.